Welcome to Commander Pop Culture, a place to gather magical information with some laughs, might I add. Hello, everyone. I know you all been waiting a long time. I'm gonna be playing Imodain. She's all about burning people's creatures. Your opponents, in turn, take a ton of damage as well.
Fire.
Normally, when you play Burn, all it's good for is simply removing creatures because you have 40 life to deal with. But since you essentially get the double dip with Imodain, which means that it's really cheap. I think in paper this is $60, and in Moto this is $28. I'll include a link to the deck list below in the description. I like super cheap decks. I think it's quite competitive as well. And I did go to 6 cards, so I was looking for a mana rock, which I found after the second mulligan, and I put a Devil's Play on the bottom of my library. The reason why I did that is because my big X burn spells aren't really something I want to see until the late game when I want to finish people off. The beauty in a single target X spell is, say I dump 20 mana into it, I do 20 damage to my opponents as well. As long as the creature gets hit by it. They could in response kill it themselves or sack it to make my spell fizzle, so that's something I gotta be concerned about. I highly doubt 3 people are willing to lose 20 life over an X burn spell. I guess that's the way you counter this deck, is you in response kill your own creatures, or kill creatures that you'd rather not waste your removal on. In that case, it's not a bad deal. Let's see who we're against. We're against a Walls deck, a 5-color Corona deck, and SRAM, the Senior Edificer. The Walls deck might actually be kind of tough for me because they got a lot of big butts over there. And who knows, maybe the SRAM deck could size up big enough for my burn spells to do nothing. That could be a factor. I like playing budget because it's the way to play Commander in a way that's breathable, if that makes sense. There's a lot of uniqueness to people's decks. You're not seeing the same kinds of cards over and over again, which is why I like building on a budget. I also like building on a budget because it's realistic for what people can afford. I don't want to be making recommendations outside of people's, I guess, wallets. Hit me for one. All right. It's just to be a little more inclusive. So when people see what I'm playing, I want to hit the largest variety of players out there. Who knows, maybe you're a competitive player and you have a ton of money, but you need something to play with your friends. Check out my deck lists. They're pretty great on a budget. They don't feel like they're a budget, as some people have mentioned in-game. Can't appease everyone, unfortunately. Enchantments are less. Interesting. It's an Enchantress 5-color deck. That could be pretty wild. Could be all anthems, considering that she has an anthem from the command zone. Man, I might be terribly suited in this game. I think I play the Lightning Greaves and take away probably the SRAM before he gets untapped. Yeah, it's probably the wise thing to do. I think I'll find more lands in the future. I'd rather draw a gas. I drew a land anyways, so I just saved myself from bricking. Plus, when you can interact with your opponents, especially when it involves card draw, you always should before advancing your own game plan. SRAM decks just play SRAM and vomit their whole deck out because they're trying to play as many cheap equipments and auras as they can. I imagine that towards the mid to late game, the 5-color deck and the Walls deck are going to be the
Pain in the ass.
It's really cool that you could pick any spell to reduce the cost of it. Just can't be a creature or a land. It's weird that they had to include lands. There's not a lot of land types that are outside of that have a mana cost to them. Like, I can only think of one, and that's the Slumbering Isles, Erixothes, but even then on the stack he's a creature, so I wonder why they had to include the land clause. If someone knows, I'd like to hear that in the chat, because I have no clue why they needed to put that in there. He must have was missing a land drop, hit the jungle barrier, played his land for turn. Solid play. We're just gonna play Mind's Eye and let it ride. Lapse of Certainty. Alright, countering it and putting it on top of the library. I think he's just
angry and bitter and alone.
Commander got killed. I don't know if I would have used that there. Oh well. Kind of just time locked me because I tapped out for that. So that's a little annoying. I do feel like putting spells on top of people's libraries is like one of the most ultimate FUs in Magic, especially in one-on-one. And I have access to blue. I think it's called Memory Lapse. You're essentially stealing away a draw, and you know exactly what they're going to be drawing as well. Although in a 4-person game, I wouldn't probably run it so much because there's other people you have to deal with, and it's not a permanent solution. Definitely gonna want to kill that. Playing Pacifism on the 2-6. Couldn't play it on the 0-8 because I had Shroud. Taking shots. That's alright. I'm already fallen behind in the card advantage game. People have seen 4 to 5 more cards than I have, so I want to kill that Satyr, but I just don't know if I can. Need to catch up in cards. I think we're already entering the mid to late game here. Who knows? Maybe people will feel pity on me and keep, especially the wall player, will leave me alone. Next turn, I'll Cathartic Pyre. If I find another land, I'll play my commander too. But if I don't find a land, I'll just Cathartic and just Mind's Eye my way into catching up with people. All that glitters. Well, if I do leave mana up for Mind's Eye, I'll have tons of cards to be drawing off of at least the Saram player. Does the wall deck cantrip too? Yeah, all these, god, they all have engines that cantrip. There's not much I could do. No wonder why I feel like I'm falling behind. 2 of them have them from the command zone. I almost wonder if killing the Knight of the White Orchid might be worth it just to get all that glitters off the table. Well, I'm firmly in the back seat of this game. I'd be very surprised if the Walls player hits me. Since the Enchantress 5-color deck is going to be seeing the most cards between the 3 of them, I'll probably hit one of his Enchantresses with my Cathartic Pyre. Just sending it all my way. Alright. I think when I cast the Cathartic, I'll hit the Satyr Enchanter over Eidolon, because the Eidolon triggers on itself. So if he finds a way to reanimate it, I'm denying him at least a card if I choose the Satyr in the middle. If he animates that, then it doesn't cantrip off of itself. Man, I really wish that memory lapse didn't mess me up. I could have been really caught up with everybody in terms of card advantage, and I don't know if I would have found all the things I needed to deal with what's going on right now, but it's heck a lot better than what I would be at in the situation right now. This will do only 3 damage. Yeah, this assigns damage based on its power. It's still a big blocker. 11 toughness is nothing to joke about. I think this might be one of the worst possible matchups for this deck, unfortunately. I don't think it could have gotten any worse. I didn't find the land, so I think I'll just pass and see what happens. The Frantic Firebolt's nice because it's also an instant. Mind Collapse is nice. It's a free 4 damage spell. I want to see if the Saram player plays a board wipe. I'll wait to his end step to do something. Really?
Now I'm starting to get angry.
You should have been blowing up this Eidolon over here. Since I could do both. Yeah, I don't know what this guy's problem is. I kill a Saram once without the Satyr. I would have hit this over his Saram any day of the week. Tit for tat. Oh, it has to be during my turn. Dang. It's a new card I never had the pleasure of playing with. It's like, ooh, free spell. Did not realize it was a clause for during someone else's turn. This guy, I fear, is going to be drawing a ton of cards soon. I mean, he draws 2 cards per enchantment he plays, so draw everything. It doesn't protect him against the 2 flyers the Walls deck has. Color do you choose? White. So far, the Knight of the White Orchid can't attack, nor can the Fortified Rampart. This is a really weird enchantment aura to be playing. Oh, it has a base power 0. Okay. There's no point in attacking because it's a 0/11 now. Next turn, I'm just going to play my commander and blow something up with this Mind Collapse. Ooh, make a copy of this Wall Denial. Oh, he's going for the Jungle Barrier. I guess the Jungle Barrier can still attack. It's not white. Gets around the Teferi's moat just fine. Yikes. I feel like the Walls player is pretty close to just alpha striking the whole table in general. Freeze on. Alright. This guy has seen 10 more cards than me, so I don't like that. We're going to take away both. Unfortunately, I don't have 3 artifacts in play, so I don't get to do the bonus 2 damage with Galvanic Blast. I had to do that main phase because that's how the Mind Collapse works. I'll save the Galvanic Blast. Everyone's such a low life total. Yeah, he's probably not going to swing his little dorks my way unless he plays his commander. I imagine everything's going to be coming at the Walls player if it does happen. And I'm kind of worried about a board wipe at this point. I don't want to overcommit. Or overcommit with my spells. Because if a board wipe does happen, then I would have essentially wasted this Galvanic Blast. And there's no reason for me not to expect it. Definitely gonna wait till his end step just in case he does have the board wipe. And the other 2 players have such a full grip of cards in hand that board wiping might not even be enough at this point. I wonder if he exiles the Crashing Drawbridge to deny the haste enabler. That's what I would go for here. But who knows? He blew up my Mind's Eye with Seal Cleansing, so I'm not going to deny that this Mind's Eye wasn't a bad target. But when someone's already seen 10 more cards than everybody else in here. I think he should have been pointing that stuff the other direction. You just recast it, give it haste. He doesn't care. Not quite good enough. My Frantic Firebolt will do 6 damage. That's a good chunk of life. I'll at least get to take away one of these big boys on the wall player side, hopefully. Ping people for 2, and he could proceed with his turn. Yeah, see that? I did predict that there'd be some kind of reanimation kind of a thing, so now he goes for the Eidolon and then gets a draw trigger from itself. That's why I chose the order that I did. I don't know, that just goes to show you that I know what I'm talking about, I guess.
Oh, you should never doubt what nobody is sure about.
Hades comes back. I could actually kill that with my Frantic Firebolt at instant speed. Kind of like that. I could let this thing stick around if he tries to equip it, or if he swings stuff my way. Interesting, sitting the white player. I guess it makes sense, because the middle player and the far left player could die passively to me just casting spells. Ren's Resolve's nice. I'd like to find a land. I get 2 of them. Now I have mana for Frantic Bolt. I'll just keep on hanging back. Impulse effects like Ren's Resolve, you should always play it before you make a land drop, just in case you hit 2 lands. Like this situation, so now I get maximum value. If I had played a land first, then I would have only been able to play one of them on my following turn, and I would have missed out on a second card, essentially. So if you could fight the urge of playing a land drop first, highly recommend you do. 4 mana, is this a Wrath of God? He only loses his Hyena Umbra if it is a board wipe. Just floating mana? What's this guy doing? You just tap 4 mana and then pass priority. So this is gonna fizzle. Unless there's like an activated ability in here somewhere. Yeah, there's nothing. Could activate Rogue's Passage, but he didn't need to because his creature's already unblockable with Unquestioned Authority. Weird. Just tap mana for tapping mana, I guess. As much as I'd like to destroy that Eidolon of Blossoms, I'm kind of worried about getting alpha striked by the Walls deck, or God forbid this Corona player. If you could play at instant speed, you always should. Someone else might do your bidding for you. Like, I'm pretty sure the Corona player doesn't appreciate Arcades being in play. Probably want to kill that himself. Yeah, just gotta let him have the Eidolon. Just gotta let him have it, just out of fear of dying. And he is at 16, so he could just fall over to me passively. My Bedlam Reveler will be pretty good. I have, he'll be max reduced, so he'll only cost me 2 on my next turn, so I could dig for more cards. This game might be a little closer than I had thought. Yeah, see that? That's why you do nothing. I'm actually going to respond to that and hit this Eidolon now. Oh, this Sterling Grove is in play. Damn. Never mind, I won't do that. He must have got that in play last turn, because I don't remember him playing it. In that case, this Frantic Firebolt will be a reserve for his Corona. This thing has haste. It's also an attack trigger, so if I don't kill it before he declares it as an attacker, his stuff will still get +3/+3. I don't want that to happen. Unless he's going to be hitting the Walls player, then I'll tolerate it, but I was goading the Predatory Impetus. Honestly, this thing should have been attacking anyways. Now it's a 12/12. Dragon Mantle. Now he's just suiting up the other guy's creature.
You're close. Give them to me.
I am worried about the white player, just for whatever reason, choosing to hit me over the wall deck. It could be out of fear of just dying passively to my spells. And I'd only have to do 10 damage to him on my turn. If I draw it up nicely with my draw for turn and the 3 cards I see with Bedlam Reveler, it's possible that I could do 16 damage to everybody on my turn. Kind of rolling in the toolies here. Some weird 3D chess I'm playing right now. Digging for cards. All right. What's weird is, if I do end up killing the middle and the far left player, the Kenrith's Transformation will fall off the Arcades, and then I'll be really screwed. Because then he'll just kill me in his next attack. So I actually think I have to kill this with my Firebolt here. The middle player will probably think I'm crazy for doing this. Champion's Helm is not it. More lands and a Gauntlet of Power. That's a bummer. I was hoping for more instants and sorceries. That was a brick. I'm at your mercy. That's pretty big. I don't know how big that is. 18. Gets to draw a ton of cards too. We're in a weird little standoff here. He had to have drawn some more cheap auras to make this thing even bigger. Divine Reckoning. There we go. The little player's safe. Somehow I've been able to draw a decent amount of cards despite me losing the Mind's Eye. I'm nowhere near as far into my deck as the middle player is, though, by a long shot. He's trying to hit the middle player. Oh, okay. He's coming at me. It's a fair choice. The wall player is in a little bit of a rough spot. The middle player is going to keep him around. Going to draw a ton more cards again. Can't have enough. Sure, he's got more removal if he's blowing up my Lightning Greaves. I wonder what's so integral that he had to crack the Sterling Grove while the Sithis is on the stack. I don't know if there's any enchantments that copy things on the stack. What do you choose to get? Ghostly Prison. That doesn't change a whole lot. Man, I want this Enchantress deck out of here. This is it's really annoying. He's seen 44 cards. I wonder why he runs Garruk's Uprising in an Enchantress deck. I mean, he's probably running like the things that turn his enchantments into creatures like Opalescence and Starfield and Nyx, but I don't know. I just feel like there's plenty of Enchantresses out there that you don't really need Garruk's Uprising. I guess the Trample is why he plays it, so his enchantments could finish the game. Just casting another wall. Come on, give me something good. Mind Stone is not it. Man, it's probably my last turn. Unless the white player all of a sudden feels like he doesn't need the need to be messing with me anymore, but I highly doubt it. Pretty sure he's gonna attack me. Well, I don't have to attack the white player. You know what? I'm not gonna hit him. We'll see if that gains him some favor. Playing on borrowed time anyways. The Virtue of Courage is nice. I just need to find a way to deal non-combat damage so I could see a bunch of cards. That'd be a pretty big swing of a game here if I get to untap with this Virtue in hand and I draw another spell that does damage. So I'll get to untap with 15 mana. This Enchantress player or the Voltron player would probably hit the middle player if he could blow up the thing that's goading his creature. There you go. Don't you forget, I could have did 5 damage to you. That's whatever. Armored Ascension, that's a pretty big creature. It's now within killing range of the wall player, so maybe he does avoid hitting me here. Why waste such a big swing to deal 6 damage to me when you could deal a full 25 over there? Well, I don't think I've ever seen a creature with this many auras on something before. It's hitting me. Damn.
I'm in danger.
This would have been sweet to untap with. Alright, I'll give it to the Crota. I still think he chose the right target though, because the wall player is kind of neutered at this point. I guess we could stick around. I think the game's that close to being over with. These goad cards get a lot worse though when there's just 2 people left. I do think it doesn't matter though, because he's drawn 50 cards of his library. Once the dust settles and the other guy's dead, he just plays cleanup and finishes off the white player. Swings everything that way. Doesn't die from this combat. Gets to live. He's putting a rest on his own commander because it gets passed to the next person. That's pretty funny. So it does nothing now on everyone else's turn. Quite the gimmick. Oh, this guy had Generous Gift this entire time. You know, this game definitely boiled down to the wire. I think this game either ends this revolution or the one after. High Alert helps. These can now attack. Yeah, you could finish this guy off. Yeah, there you go. Pump spell? Is this lethal? Please let this be a pump spell. There you go. Nice. Game over. Man, maybe you should hit the wall player. Yeah, he had so many answers in his hand. Let's go look at the deck. Calling it hammer time. Obviously, she wields a hammer. If I had to recap the game, that Bedlam Reveler draw was pretty awful. The crap with Mind's Eye, with the white player and him being a little bit of a pest, really hurt me. I think if those 2 things for sure didn't happen the way that they did, the game could have been a heck of a lot different. A lot of things would have had to have gone right. SRAM player definitely tunnel visioned me pretty hard over my early game removal, and out of spite I hit him again for that, and I think that's what did me in, was my choice to jab back at him. Other than that, I had a fun time. I hope you all enjoyed the game. Spoiler season for Ixalan start next week, so I'm debating whether or not I should cover those, because I don't know if I could appropriately do it anymore, since I'm only limited to doing one video a week due to me being in school. And I'm doing well in that, by the way. My family's doing well as also. Everything is well balanced. Unfortunately, the channel gets love once a week now. So let me know in the comments below if you want me to cover the spoiler season and evaluate the cards. I know my friends like it. I know some of my subscribers like it. If I get some talk about it in the chat, then I'll do it like I did last time. I'll cover it when I can. If not, then I'm just going to do gameplay videos, because I have a lot of fun doing these. I get to do a lot of fun editing stuff, as you can tell. Everyone take care now. Have a great night. Bye.